All right, my friends, welcome to another episode. And we are going to play Fury Football, the Play Games launch title that originally came out on Cyber Monday this past year and is going to, or just came out recently as the Play Now launch title with a bunch of expansion teams that you can print and play. It'll later on, October 11th, be in a physical copy. So right now we have the print and play, which came out really good. I bought. It came with the four game teams. I bought a pack of expansion teams, mainly to get the Boston Malcontents, and so I also got the coaches cards, which allow for solitaire play and kind of you can play separately. You can let the game kind of play itself with these coaches cards because they'll be calling the plays, you'll be rolling the dice, and get into it. So basically, Fury Football is a futuristic football game where a lot of the rules have changed. Uh, More violence, you know, penalties are points now, safeties are the same as touchdowns, and you got you've got the option on offense to pass or run. Defense, you've got four different defense types. There, you can see them here on these cards. There's react, there's run, there's pass, and then there's fury. So those are your defense types. Now the board isn't a 100-yard board anymore. What we got is we have uh, this white and orange board with the orange boards kind of being like the 20-yard, uh, kind of like the red zone. Um, so what happens is they're not quarters anymore. There's possessions. Each team gets four possessions, um, and four downs per possession. There are a bunch of advanced rules. I'm kind of just stick with just core stuff. Um, there's some strategy cards that you could use. Um, you could kick. You could do a bunch of other things. I generally stick to kind of the core game um, for my season. So this is going to be week 3, where we have the New York Nukes in the orange taking on the Denver Wild Blue in the blue. So this is a week 3 game so far. Let's see. I think they're both 1-1. Or no, Denver might be 0-2. I'm looking at my previous weeks. Um, yeah, Denver's 0-2 and New York is 1-1. So we're gonna get into action. I made the lineups already. Um, Instead of like the normal positions, you have line, you have back, and you have uh, star back. And the now the only rule is where you put them on offense or defense is that a star back has to be in position 12, kind of like the quarterback. So you have to have a star back there, but other backs or star backs or line can be in any of the positions. So what we have is for New York, since they're the visitors, I have their offense here on this bottom section. I have their defense up on the top with Denver's offense, and then Denver's defense is down here. So it's just a little way, and I've got their coaches cards, which I've got mixed up here. Hold on. I got their coaches cards right there. Uh, Vance Lambago, who is coaching the New York Nukes, and Burhani Zemzem is coaching the Denver Wild Blue. And I got an auto host for Mr. Tambourine Man, so thank you for that. And so, what we need for dice are you need 2 six-sided dice. Uh, I have the offense using the orange die, which I bought at Battleground Games, and I have the white dice as the defensive dice. And then you need a 20-sided dice because once you've rolled your play, either if the number comes up 1 to 12, you look on the player's cards. If it's 13 to 20, you look on the defensive cards. So we are pretty much set to go and get our possession one in. So now the visiting team, in my game, the visiting team starts first. So we will have New York is going to have the ball at midfield. That's the visitors' kind of like favor, is they get to start with better field position for this one play, and home team will have the ball last. They have the option to kneel if they want to. So here we go. Let's get this game underway. So we're going to roll. And we'll look at our coaches' cards and see what we got. So we rolled a 6 on orange and a 3 on white with a 5 on the 20-sided. So 6 on an offensive card. On pretty much everybody's offensive card, it's an audible. So we're already starting that. So we're going to look at the defensive stand, and it's going to be a passing defense. So that means Vince Lumbago is going to run the ball. And so we look at number 5 on the 20-sided dice. So we look for player number 5, which is on the defense. And we look at the run, and it's a medium gain with a circle saying short gain. So what happens is you go to the symbol key, and if it's a circle, which is a 2, 3, or 4. So if I'm going to roll this 6-sided dice again, if I get a 2, 3, or 4, it's going to be a short gain. If I roll the others, then it's going to be a medium gain. So it's a 6, so it's going to be a medium gain. Now in a medium gain in this game, it's 2 dice. Okay, so this is going to be 8. So they take the ball down the field 8 spots. Okay. So it's going to be second down now with 2 to go. So good first start for Vince Lumbago and the New York offense. So we roll again, and we got a 4 versus a 1 with an 11. So we check. Vince Lumbago's 4 is a run versus a pass. And we're going to go and look at card number 11. Now this is a good one. Now see, what it has is it has an up arrow and it has a down arrow. Up arrow means pass, down arrow means run. So in this case, the up arrow said touchdown or a sack, but the down arrow says medium gain. So it's going to be a medium gain since Lumbago is on the run, which is 2 dice, but we know he's only 2 spaces away, so it's a touchdown. But we rolled it in anyway. So this is going to be a rushing touchdown. So we'll put that in the possession results. And now we'll go to the conversion now. There are kicks. There are special advanced options for kicks, but again, I said I'd kind of just do the core. So we're gonna roll to see what type of conversion he wants. So they can go from any point in the field they want. So it's just, can you make it or not? So they're gonna roll to see how many yards they're gonna play, and they're just gonna go for a 1. They just want that to get a lead. So interesting strategy. So we got a 6 versus a 6 with a 1. So can we get that 1 yard? We got audible versus Fury. And audible versus Fury with a 1. We go to the defense. Let's see, audible versus Fury. So Fury's like a blitz. So we're going to pass, and it is incomplete. I should have went with run, but I kind of go with pass against the Fury, and I go with run against React. So I could be wrong, but that's the way I do it. So again, you can do it any way you want, but yeah, that's the way I kind of do it. So yes. So no conversion. Let me write that down. And they'll get 6 points in possession number one. Now they're technically 4 possessions, um, but as people who knew the game and studied the game better than me knew that yes, defense can score touchdowns. Like this is a very possible that defense can score a touchdown. So they made it so there are actually 8 possessions, even though it's a 4 possession game. It's possession 2 is now like home team's first possession. So here we go. So now Denver's going to have the ball with at the 1 yard line. So this is good chance for New York, if they can get a sack or a fumble or an interception or something like that, to get really good field position or a touchdown. So here we go. Now it's a 5 versus a 6 with a 1. So 5 on Zemzem's is a audible versus a Fury. Oh, sorry, up here. We know that. So again, I say I go pass on the audible. So it is a touchdown or a medium gain if it's a 2 or a 3. So he either is going to bomb this and get it all the way down, or it's going to be a medium gain if it's a 2, 3, 4. It's a 5, so it is a touchdown. What a play by the Denver Wild Blue. A passing touchdown. And we'll see what their conversion is going to be. They're up. It's tied 6-6. What are they going to play it as? A 4. So they're going to go for a 4-point play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now they're unlimited attempts at conversion until you miss it. Like in that one where it was incomplete, it immediately went to Denver. Same thing here. If they were actually to score here, they could keep going and going and going. All right, so they are going to go 5 versus a 4 with an 11. So 5 is an audible. 4 is a pass, so they'll run. And it's an 11. So 11 on a run is a touchdown, unless it's a triangle, which is on this case is a 1, where it'd be a medium gain. So we'll check. It is a 2, so it is a touchdown. 4-point conversion. So they will go again and see where they're going to make a conversion from. Another 4. The 0-2 Denver Wild Blue starting off hot, trying to just take it over. AFR Steve saying, look at those orange dice. You like them? Got those at Battlegrounds? All right, so we have a 1 versus a 1 with a 2. That probably could have been a 12, but when I moved the 1, it rolled into its natural position. So we got a pass versus a gotcha, which means it's a pass versus a pass. We look at number 2, which is a short loss. So we're going to... The conversion is now over, and we're going to roll for the short loss, so 3. So New York is going to start again on possession 2, or technically in my game, my scorecard, possession 3. But Denver scores 10 and takes a 10-6 lead. All right, so here we go. They're at spot number 7 on the board, and we are going to get into possession number 2 for them. I love when I flip dice. It's awesome. We have a 4 versus a 4 with a 14. This is our first roll over 12 in this game so far. So Lumbago decides he's going to run it. He's going to go up against a pass, which is great for them because generally a run versus a pass is a nice thing, anything opposite. So we look at the pass defense, and then you do the same thing as your card. Up means pass, down means run. So 14 down would be a short gain. So we roll our 1 dice. It's a 6 though, so that's not a bad short gain. 1, 2, 3. So they are now at second down. And we have a 2 versus a 1 with a 7. So a 2 is a pass. They're going up against a 1, which is a react. And it's a 7. Oh no, but his play is a interception with a possible penalty. We're going to see on that roll, and you need a 5 or a 6. So it's a 4, so no, it is an interception. So not a good job for the team that is losing. New York, as they get an interception. 0 points. 0, 0, 0, 0. So they are now down 10-6 with Denver with the ball. Okay, so here we go. Ooh, we're going to have an interesting roll here no matter what the roll is because of our 20-sided dice. We have a 3 versus a 2. 3 is going to be a pass. 2 is going to be a gotcha, so it's a pass versus a pass. But the 20-sided dice is a 20, so it goes to the number 12, our star back, and Nimbo Elrod's pass is a touchdown unless it is a short gain. So, and it is a short gain because they rolled a 6 and they needed anything but a 5 or 6. So we're gonna see what the gain is, but then we also have to make another roll. So it's this. I'm gonna just put this here right now. It's a 6-yard gain or a 6-spot gain, unless this roll goes against them. Because now we have to roll the 20-sided dice because we rolled the 20. It's an additional rule. If you roll the 20, you have to roll again. Now 1 through 12 will be an injury on the player, since we're on this group. It'll be the injury on this group. If it's a 13 through 20, it's a penalty, and that will result in some points because penalties are points in this game. So here we go. And it is an 8. So that means that, Starback Manning Morton is going to be injured for the rest of the game. Probably should have been, he was, might have been that he might have been supposed to be the starting back, but we have him as a lineman or in the 8 spot. So instead, we're going to put Sky Borelli in. Manning Morton is out for the rest of the game. So they will gain their 6 yards that they got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We will go to second down. And play resumes. And it is a 5 versus a 1 with a 3. So we look, and a 5 is a run, a 1 is a gotcha, which just basically means the same thing, so run versus a run. And a 3 on a run is, ooh, this is going to be interesting. It's a short loss or a long gain. So two, you know, 2, 3, or 4, it's going to be a long gain. 1, 5, or 6, it's going to be a short loss. 50-50 chance for this team. And it is a 4, it's going to be a long gain. So now with long gains, you roll 3 dice. So we'll roll the 2 and then another one. And it's a 9. That's actually going to be enough to get them the touchdown. So that is a touchdown, Denver. I apologize if you can hear the TV in the background. I'm not. That's downstairs. Okay. So it's going to be a 3-point conversion attempt. Again, if you're playing one player and you want to be the coach, you can decide what the conversion attempt is going to be. In my case, like I said, I'm letting the dice and the cards decide everything. I'm just a neutral observer. Okay, so it's a 6 versus a 6, so it's audible versus fury. So again, I say pass, and it's 4. So the pass, it's a short gain or incomplete. So it's either going to be a short gain or a 2, 3, or 4 will be an incomplete. And it's a 1, so it is a short gain. Now, is it enough? He needs a 3 or more. And it's a 2, so no. So they'll actually hand the ball over to the Nukes. But the Nukes are on that 1-yard line. So there was no conversion there. 6 points for Denver, and it is now 16-6 at halftime, basically. No. Going into possession 3. Here we go. Uh-oh, this is going to be interesting. We got a 4 versus a 4 with a 20. So 4 really doesn't matter because it's going to be a 12 no matter what. But we'll just, for sake, Lumbago goes for a run. It's against a pass. Pass and run is a 12. So it's actually, it does matter. I'm sorry. My apologies. It really does matter. And this could be a huge thing because it's going to be a short loss or a medium gain. So if it's a 2, 3, or 4, it's a medium gain. Otherwise, it's going to be a short loss, and that's going to be a defensive touchdown possibly. And it's a 6, so it's a short loss. So it is a defensive touchdown if the roll of 20 doesn't cause a defensive penalty. So let's see. It is a 5. It's not going to be a defensive penalty. Did you see how bad that roll was, by the way? I completely missed my lovely Battlegrounds dice tray. So it's going to be an injury. It's going to be Sadim Less from Denver. It's Denver's second injury of the game. I don't really like any of the cards they have left. But I guess I'll go with this guy, with Telfay Gavix. He's got a penalty on his thing, which could cause some points, but I don't know. So yeah, they're down to only a couple players left, in the bench. But that is going to be a defensive touchdown. Because they were put back a yard. So that is 6 more points. Now they get, what happens is, just like on a touchdown, they get to roll uh, for conversions. Oh, hold on. I'm doing like I was on my. I tried a new game out today, and I was only supposed to roll 2 dice, and I was still throwing 3 because they had 3 there. And so yeah. So okay, we're going for 3 points. They like trying for that 3. Okay, so it's a 1 versus a 6 with an 8. So it's going to be a pass versus a fury with an 8. 8 is going to be Sky Borelli, the guy who came in on the injury, and it's a short gain. Is it going to be enough, though? It is going to be enough. 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yes, it is a 3-point conversion. This is not the same Denver team we saw in the first 2 weeks, as Denver got rocked in both games. Let's see, it was 23-15 in the first game and 24-11 in the second game. So far they have opened up for 20, 25 points. Oh shoot, I rolled. That was just me showing off my awful rolling skills again. Let's. Okay, so they made a conversion, so they can continue on making conversions until they get stopped. So they're going to go for a 2-point conversion. And it is a 2 versus a 6 with a 16. So a 2 is a pass versus a fury, and it's a 16. So we look at fury versus a pass is the 5, and this is going to be, well, it's going to be bad either way. Because it's either a sack or an interception. We'll roll to see if it's a sack. It actually would be better if it was intercepted because they would stay in that field position. If it's a sack, they actually fall back. So it is a sack, and it's for 3. So they're gonna New York. Oh no, actually it doesn't matter. My apologies. Because this was a defensive touchdown conversion, the play is washed at this point, and it is still going to be Denver's possession. It's just going to be back at the halfway mark. This is going to be the start of their third possession. So remember, they got the defensive touchdown. That was going for a conversion. So the play is dead on a conversion, and now goes to their. It's back to their ball. So they scored 6 points on the TD, 3 points on the conversion. They scored 9. It is now 25-6. So, and they still have a chance to get some more. So this is going that way. 3. All right, we have a 6 versus a 2 with a 13. So it's an audible versus it's an audible versus a gotcha. So I mean, I'm just gonna say they're gonna pass. 13. So it's a pass versus a pass. A 13 is an interception, so they might hate me. No. Because a run versus a run would have been a loss, but a pass versus a pass is an interception. So that's my bad. No. Okay, so this is going to bring us to possession 7, or also known as the visitor's 4th possession, and it is 25-6. So basically, New York has to just go on a tear. They need to score a touchdown. They need to get a bunch of conversions. So Here we go. And we got a 5 versus a 1 with a 10. So a 5 is a run versus a 1, which is a react. And a 10 is a touchdown or a fumble. Oh, no. If this roll is a 1, 2, 3, or 4, it is going to be a touchdown. If it is a 5 or a 6, it's going to be a fumble, and that is the game. So, it is a 4, so it is a touchdown. So there we go. So they get the touchdown. They're going to get the 6 points. That was a rushing touchdown. Okay. And they're going to go for conversions, and they need a lot of them. Like I said, I stick to my same rule. They pick the conversions. It's going to be for 4. Can Lumbago bring the team? Ooh, oh, this is going to be interesting. It's a 1 versus a 1, so it's a pass versus a. Sorry, I didn't move him. It is a pass versus a react, but it is a 12, so it's automatically. Oh, this is good. No, this is. I thought I read that wrong. So this is a pass versus a pass. No, pass versus a react. But it's going to go to Brendo Perez, who's got a long gain for a pass. So this is great because he's only got to get a 4 with 3 dice. So this should be okay. And there he goes. He got it. So there's a 4-point conversion. So the score at the moment is 25 to 16. So can we see this magical comeback continue? They're going to, ooh, interesting. They're going to go for a 1. Again, I'm not the one, I'm not making the decisions. It's Vance Lumbago. It's a 3 versus a 3. So it's a run versus a react with number 1. And oh, what a good little thing, because it's a touchdown. Because it's either a medium gain, 2 dice, and we only got 1 spot, or a touchdown. So that is another conversion. It's only a 1-point conversion, though. So right now, 6 and 5, 11 to 17. So they're down 8. They're trying. Oh, they're going for that 1 again. This could be the longest game ever. But hey, he's the coach. I'm not. They're going to run versus a gotcha. And it's 14, so it's a run versus a run. It is over because it is a loss. So that is it. Because they will not score after scoring 11 points in possession 7. And it goes to the to Denver, but Denver is just going to kneel the ball. They've got the win. They're going to kneel. It is over. The game is done. And Denver pulls off a 25 to 17 victory. And that will make New York 1 and 2, and it will also make Denver 1 and 2 after Denver was the first, started with an 0 and 2. Oh, pencil break. We know how hard that is in board game channel. So yeah, both teams are 1 and 2. All right, so there you go, guys. That is Fury Football from PlaayNow. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to put this over on the YouTube channel, and so if anybody missed part of it or wants to see it again or tell everybody about it, feel free. And if you haven't, either on Twitch or on YouTube, followed yet, feel free to hit those buttons. And thank you for watching. We'll see you soon. I got some other games that I'd like to put up, and we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. Talk to you soon.